Good evening to one and all. The KLPGA Tour is pleased to welcome you to the final round of the 10th JejuSamdasoo Masters live from Blackstone Golf and Resort on a beautiful sunny Sunday where the action has been thick and fast in this championship deciding round. On the back nine already, and the race for the title is as slim as it could possibly be. These 4-round competitions, they are a battle of attrition as much as anything else, especially in the waning holes before a huge check and plentiful bounty of awards are handed out. It is super tight. One shot separating 1 from 2, 2 from 3, 3 from 4, and 4 from 5, starting to create a little bit of separation in the battle for the decennial award of being the champion of the JejuSamdasoo Masters, and how things can change over just 24 hours. No doubt about it. ENG yesterday was an absolute rock star, though her birdies came in a large quantity on the front nine. On the back nine, parring all the way in, and unfortunately for her, well, they just have not returned since that point. She is still very much in the hunt. There is no denying that she could still be the one to lift the trophy in just a couple of hours' time. However, she is doing some chasing. 6 under is her score. It is an over par score for the round thus far, and she is chasing the rookie Hung Yumin, who looked like she was out of it by the end of the day yesterday, but has turned it up on this Sunday when it matters most. ENG needing this for a par, and if that isn't representative of how her round has gone, I do not know what is. So the lead for Hung Yumin will be 2 strokes. She is 4 under for the day, and from not being able to get on the green safely throughout the day yesterday, she has rediscovered some of the form she had early in the tournament. As you can see, 3 straight birdies to end the front nine. She also started the day incredibly well with a birdie at the first hole, and bogey-free. 32 is the best 9-hole score she has posted at any point in this tournament, and that is saying a lot considering she went 2 under in the first round, 3 under in the second. Yesterday, when the dust had settled, it was 2 over, but she has been playing some brilliant golf, and she will be looking for her second win of the season and the second win of her career. EA1 is 2 under. She's in a tie for 6th position, also in this group, playing her approach shot from the fairway and just going to roll on to the front of the green. It is as windy as it's been all week. 5 meters per second the wind is averaging. No chance of rain in the forecast this afternoon, but certainly those gusts will play a role. Yang, she is 1 under to this point in the day at 3 under in sole possession of 5th. Her birdie came at number 3. Her approach at number 11 will also just sneak through the fringe. She's on for a top 5 finish, though certainly it's not going to be handed to her. As you can see, you can just barely make out the top of that ball. Deep in the rough. In between clubs, knowing she's going to need a little bit extra to reach the green. She's made her decision, and her yardage is 128 meters. She's gone for pitching wedge. Going to come up just shy, avoids the rough and the bunker. Off to the left, you can see the pin perfectly in the center of this 11th hole today. Lee So-young was definitely high on the list of favorites by the end of the second round, but she is tumbling down the order once again. +2 as she plays this approach onto the green. At 2 under and 5 back of the lead. So-young also at that 2 under score, and she is going to perch up just before the rough comes on the downslope behind this green. Took her time as she paced this out, looking for her break point. Trying to set up a par. Just carries slightly past the fringe, and that will work out quite well for our leader. Narrow stat says Lee So-young plays this little loft to get it started down the hill. Carries plenty of speed and finally comes to stop about 5 feet to the right of the flag. Still searching for that first birdie of the day. Bogeys at 8 and 2. He had one also at 2 under and also over par. Started with a birdie, had another at the 8th, with 3 bogeys in between 2, 5, and 6. Here's her effort for a third. Not quite able to meander all the way back up to target. Well, it's beginning to run out. Still time for Lee So-young to make a late round push. That certainly would have helped. She's pretty easy to identify as one of the few that keeps her glove on as she putts. This will be a share of third. An outside look at it. Needs the speed to run it up the hill. Will just run out of it almost perfectly in line with her group mates just beside her. Now they're going to figure out how to move the markers around. Kind of cool to see the symmetry in this group. It's 2021 when Park Young-kyung really stole the show as one of the young stars. Last year, of course, was the year of EA1, and this year it's very much becoming Hung Yoo-min as the breakout star you have to tune in for every single Sunday. Just trying to stay cool, both literally and figuratively. A scorcher today, 32 degrees under the sun. Park Young-kyung first to convert on the par. She's gonna need a bogey or two. Hung Yoo-min down the stretch here to bring her back into contention, but she's also going to need to figure out how to capitalize on a few more birdies. Off to 12, it stays at 7 under. So this is how things look at the minute. We are on the back 9, and that bogey from Im Gini gives a bit of breathing room for Hung Yoo-min. 4 under today, as is EJ Young. She has climbed her way back into the top 6. Hyun Se-rin, Chae Min-kyung, both very much still in this fight as well. Pae So-hyun, Lee So-young, and So-jin all at +2 in this final round. We'll keep that leaderboard up in the bottom right corner of your screen. You can keep an eye and check in on how everyone is faring of the 64 who made the cut. We'll take a quick break and be back with more on Jeju. tee shots have been played for our feature group on number 10. Serene just off to the left into the rough. Gonna cut back across to the right side of this hole and try and skip it through the fairway. Should stop just before the fringe. Ginny also having some misfortunes from the tee, and also isn't going to be able to reach the decent recovery from a blind spot into the rough as well. You won at 110 on number 12. He's gone left. Started about in line with the pin, but the wind and the shape of that shot basically sent her back to the direction that she started that approach shot from. Straight at the wind turbine in line with the hole. It's a little short. She'll be able to putt or chip from there. We are having absolutely no luck, ladies and gentlemen, with approach shots reaching the green. Everybody across 9 through 12, excuse me, 10 through 12 coming up just a wee bit short. Jeju, she's at +1. She tees off on 13 with a 6-iron and finds herself in the sand. Can't even really blame the wind on that one, just hooked. Two shots, not enough to get to a point to putt, so it's just a little chip, and Serene goes to her right up the hole. A couple of feet on that par putt will be next. Also just a little lofted pitch. Okay, young with about 4 or 5 feet. Genie nearly holed out. Gonna need one more tap of the putter. And with a pretty hefty tailwind. Didn't break it all the way you mean wanted or expected it to. Jew out of the sand and to about 6 feet. Shouldn't have any trouble getting up and down. Inching to the right. Dry run of birdies continues, and 13 offered a decent opportunity. From a little bit of hopeful optimism to mandatory pars. Bolts. Young is going to drop back down to even for the day. Birdie 3, and she bogeys the third hole of her back 9, tied for 5th at 2 under. Both Hung-Min and EA1 think maybe I'll quadruple check this line after seeing that miss. More than 5 feet, slightly uphill. Later is also going to bogey. Spells good news for the chasing fields. First of the day. all the more narrow. And now he's So Young a little bit right to left. Excuse me, So Jean a little right to left. Nicely navigated. Took her 13 holes, but finally a birdie on the day. She moves into a tie in the top 10. For 3 from par putts, 6 feet or less. Number 12, making some enemies as EA1 bogeys for the 4th time today. And where they are headed next is the par 3 13th. At 158 meters, this is a very tricky uphill and long challenge that will often lead to players reaching for a hybrid, and it can be very, very difficult to get the ball to stick and stay. Basically 2 of every 3 tee shot yesterday go off the back of this hole. She's not only in line to win again, but it would be 2 tournaments in a row that she has contested that she would have won. Unable to participate the last 2 events due to illness. She was joking, saying, I actually like to hit when the wind blows. I think it's fun. Likes the challenge. Hit the ball low and strong. Saying ahead of the tournament that she's feeling much better, and clearly that wasn't just bravado. She meant it, and she's playing like it again. I'm waiting for them to tee off, so let's see what Kim So-yi has. Just the perfect amount of speed. She's going to get a nice little roll back from the hill, and will be sitting very, very nicely as she looks to pick up a positive score here. Going with the 6-iron, now with a 1-stroke lead, and she looks unsure, and that's why she's unsure. Missed left and into the sand. When she did win the Teiwini MBN Women's Open, it took a playoff. She's used to these cagey Sunday night battles. She's not doing herself many favors at the moment. Five for A1, looking much more straight. But as if there was a magnet at this part of the fringe, she heads to a familiar landing spot. Well, it's already a big bounce back after missing the cut at the Ever College in La Sienna Queen's Crown. She has finished as the runner-up 3 times this season alone. Handful of other top tens. Still chasing that first win. She sits 4th in the money list and 8th in the points. She sits as the 6th name on our leaderboard today. Hung Yumin with her bogey on hole number 12 has her lead down to just 1, with Imjini her closest challenger a couple of holes earlier in her round, currently on the 11th. It's a beautiful Sunday to crown a champion. We'll do that for the 10th ever time at the JejuSamdasoo Masters as we ride all the way in to the finish on this championship Sunday. Jeju is where we are going to make ourselves at home for the next couple of weeks. The first two tournaments in August. We'll head about 30 minutes south next week for a big tournament, an inaugural tournament in Sokwipo-shi. Still some business to settle this week in Jeju-shi. Hung Yu-min out of the sand to just a couple of feet away. Brilliant job out of the bunker when that could have gone pear-shaped very quick. 20 years of age, and every single one of these moments adding to her confidence and adding to a huge rookie season, especially considering her closest challengers in that rookie race both failed to make the cut. She defeated Kim Min-go in that aforementioned playoff. Peng Shin-shil was able to nab a victory this season as well. Kim So-hee, a lovely fairway wood shot, has her third birdie of the back nine and her second in just 3 holes. Go back to 13 EA1. Well, on another day that's in the hole, you can see where a previous cutout was made. She stops about 3 feet shy. So Jean playing her approach on the par 5. Gonna get caught up in the fringe on the right side, about pin high, but not on the green. Can't seem to catch a break right now, can she? Green and a beautiful slide back, and this thing's on line as well. Get in the hole. Nearly an eagle. I'd say she's gonna enjoy that. Walk down to the green quite nicely. Nearly the shot of the day. Let's look at it again. It's a little bit of luck, but it doesn't diminish the skill either. Hung Yu-min staring down a par. This time she makes no mistake. And she and her group will be headed to number 14 next. A 510-meter dogleg left par 5. Spending a lot of time in the sand for our contenders. Doesn't get much more gorgeous than that. Just as you make the turn, the peaks of the mountains on the horizon. She's looking at the face of that driver for some answers. I was asking a lot of questions of her yesterday as well. A1 next day, big blast. Will this one stay in the fairway? Yes, no trouble. Tip of the cap, and she can enjoy that one. Remarkable golf shot, and the easiest birdie she'll have all day. Nice start to the hole for Pak Yang, and away they go. It's a long way back for Sojin. I've taken her to 2 under. So Young loses the grip on the follow through. She tees off on the 13th, and you know where that's heading. She's gonna just stay on, but she's all the way at the back. So Hyun selecting 6-iron. More than just a decent tee shot. Definitely be confident in at least an opportunity at birdie. So Jean has her 2-putt par and will stay 5 back for the time being. is the first to play her second shot here on the par 5. Advances down well with a good cut. I mean, definitely wanted to be more to the left side of this fairway. Her tee shot brought the rough and the sand both into play, but she is able to elude both. That'll give Park Young a nice line down towards the green, as everyone will be on their approaches next. So Young has this ball straighten out and glance off the outside lip of the cup. Feel like it was 100 feet away, but she made it look way more simple than it must have been. Green light for EA1, just outside of 100 meters. She struck that ball well, and the results will match it. A little roll on back and big opportunity for a birdie for her next. And last but certainly not least, Tung Yumin. She also is going to roll back. How close can she get? She went pin hunting. We'll have an opportunity to restore her lead to a couple of strokes. These are the putts that can define a win on a Sunday. Kyung will know all about that, though. It's been a while since she has really been in the driver's seat. It's going to go almost identically to Hung Yumin. Brilliant play from each of the three young ladies. The leaderboard hasn't shifted any since we last showed you it, but I think there might be some increases to the number of strokes below par from several of those names in the next few minutes. Still early days in the back nine, but we are trotting along, getting closer to the finish line. And as our coverage of the 10th JejuSamdasoo Masters is in full swing. Stick with us. hunting for birdies, and we are hunting for birdies, and EA won the first candidate to do so. Unfortunately, watched that swoop away. More break than she anticipated, and still has not put a circle up on that scorecard since hole number 8. She's inside the top 10, but is withering away from the title hunt. Next candidate is Hung Yu-mi an hour later. Here comes the movement. Needed a little bit more oomph to the putt. She'll settle for par again. Taking a load off. There is a bit of a wait for the green to clear. See a Weave sponsored athlete, and it'll be Weave who sponsors a brand new tournament next week at Teddy Valley. After 3 remarkable approach shots, the last of the birdie looks belongs to Park Young, and she is the lone player able to capitalize. Her first since the 3rd hole of the day, and that takes her to a tie for 3rd position. It's been almost 25 minutes since we've last looked at our featured and final group. Jae-min Young, she is in sole possession of 4th position. Taking a lot of club here on the par 3. Still +2 for the day, as is her partner, Jeannie. Bounces off the left fringe back onto the green. She's already dazzled once. If Kim Min-ji can do it again. Not quite as scintillating, but she's definitely got her greens in regulation game in order on this back 9. And despite being +2 for the day, she is still the player who seems the most likely to challenge Hung Yu-mi. Only 1 birdie though today, and 3 bogeys. 3 straight pars to start the back 9. And if we're looking to the past to try and predict what might happen on the way in, she hasn't necessarily lit this part of the course on fire. Just gonna have to change that today. She's gesturing that that's gone left, and that is buried somewhere in the trees. More dramatic than she'd like it to be. No drama for EA1. Driving the ball really well today. And Serene doesn't look particularly thrilled with this either. She's going to avoid the sand and actually get a little bit of luck as she rolls on from the fringe. That's 18. Unsung-yi. Disappointing end to the tournament. The larger body of the work, but that's a great way to finish. Can't say it wasn't an eventful back nine with only 2 pars, bogeys and birdies otherwise. Young Yumin hitting a provisional and unable to find the fairway in 2 opportunities. She'll go and hunt, but I have a feeling it will be that second tee shot she will be playing, and it will be her third. She had been looking at a birdie opportunity, but was not able to cash in on it. Pak Young. She was, however. She moves to under par for the day and just 3 back. Be very, very interesting to see what transpires for our leader on hole 15, and if ENG can find a birdie or 2 to keep the pressure up on the way in to the title.
나무 맞는 소리 들리는 게
밖에 되면 이 근처만 맞네.
Well, the search begins for Hung Yimin, and Park Yeon-kyung is going to very kindly offer some assistance, as will EA1. I don't know how long this search will last, because from the tee it looked like it was a long way gone. We'll check back in with her momentarily, but we do have some putts to bring you. Imjini has been quiet as a church mouse today. Just about made a big splash. Unfortunately, it's not going to go. Four straight pars. Bogeys at 4, 5, and 9. She did so well yesterday, it's enough to have her hang on. Hung Yimin abandon the search. She's going to play that provisional, take her penalty, and just try and move on. She comes close, but we'll hang that in the rough that just borders the fringe. Okay, so Hyun on 14. Nice and tight. Great spot to land on the green and tucks it in well. That should almost certainly be a birdie. We're on 15. Not quite as much of a dart. It is on the green. I have to think the wheels are absolutely churning. She's 98 meters and knowing that she is in damage control mode now. Expertly played, pin high and about 8 feet away. But now she has to capitalize on a little bit of a lifeline. Cannot afford to miss that putt. So Hyun enters the chat. Her first birdie of the day. 4 holes to play, and she might just find herself within a couple, depending on what goes on with Han Yumin. Let's look at how this is all shaked out on 15. The instant realization that that ball was gone. A poor time for a poor shot. She finds herself in critical putting territory. EA1 with much less drama on the hole. Was always likely feeling as though that this would be a 2-putt par. From off the green. It's a decent line. With a less than stellar tee shot, it was always going to be tough to turn it into consecutive birdies. To go, and 2 birdies and 4 bogeys on the day for EA1. It's going to drop her out of the lead, but if she makes the putt, at least she'll still be sharing it. You mean for bogey?
아니,
It's actually well off. Park Young saves a par. And through the actions of those above her on the leaderboard, she is keeping herself around just long enough to keep the dream alive. We go to 16, Kimi G. Unable to find the green with her tee shot. About 5 feet. She tries to go up and down. Now you have to think. One of the most pressure-packed putts of her young career. That's a double bogey. She's +3 through the first 6 holes of the back nine, has 3 to go to make the strokes up. And that will vault Genie back up to the top of our leaderboard despite being +2 on the day. Park Young within 2 now, as are Peso Hyun and a couple of others in the hunt, Chae-Min-gyung and Hyun Se-rin. Lee Jae-young, she is in with a 68 in the final round for a tie for 7th position with Lee So-young and Kimi G. This is our final round of the 10th JejuSamdasoo Masters. We'll take a quick reset and be back with more at Blackstone. As much as this is a sport where you try and control what you can control and generally support, if not root, for your group mates, Park Young will know what opportunity lies in front of her. She can find a special shot or two. She might be able to break this run at long last. I think another runner-up, while it would be a nice payday, would be devastating. So she hasn't really done much to force the issue today. The approach shots on 14 is where we find the final group of Yenserine, ENG, and company. Yenserine suddenly in a tie for third with Jae-Min-gyung, and gets up really, really well. Has to bounce back. Doesn't have to be a birdie. It has to be at least a par, but her tee shots are faltering at the most important time of the tournament. Imjini also has the door opened up for her again. From the fairway to the green. Just needs a birdie or two. That's wonderful. Couldn't ask for much more than that. Nicely played. Jae-Min-gyung, that's a lengthy putt for a birdie. And she goes into a tie for second. That's the exact way you want to respond to a double bogey on a Sunday. Waste no time making those shots back. K1 just inside of the fringe on 16. Would take a Herculean effort. But it's starting to straighten out. It's a sensational effort. It's not going to reflect anything on the scorecard, though. Tied for fourth now with her second birdie of the back nine. Now 4 players at that mark. Her lead is 1. Just starting the day at 7 under. A birdie and some par golf might be enough. ENG, a little bit overpowered. She misses to her left of the hole and will be settling for another par. Starts to dip a little bit too early, though the weight was there. And Serene close, but it will be a par for her as well. Birdies remain a luxury, as they have for most of this week for Buck Young. G on her second to last hole. Not going to be enough for a win, but in for a top 10 finish at the very least. Feels like, at the very least, she needs to see 4 under. It takes some luck and some help above her, but that is what she needs to do at the minimum. Going for a 6 iron, her final par 3 of the tournament. just gonna pop out from the fringe. It won't last very long. She's gonna ride the border. That's a wonderful tee shot. Almost dead center of the green. She has to turn away from the sand being blown right back at her. Finds the widest part of the fairway just before the green. I haven't seen many of these fall. Good time for it too. So Jean, with one hole to go, is able to get back to even. That is tied for 12th position. Here's Jaemin Gyung, 121. She's furious with it. She's short. Can't blame the wind. It's about as still as it's been today. Disappointing on 17 for Kimi G. Resume Genie. Roars of approval for this second shot. Starting to play like, and she was invigorated a little bit as word passed to her that she's leading this tournament again. She'll look back on what she did yesterday as one of the key reasons if she's able to hang on. 4 holes to go to try and pad that lead. It is her tournament to lose, Genie, as she looks to win in her hometown. JejuSamdasoo Masters in its 10th playing. It's getting super close to crowning a champ. Our coverage of the final round will resume after this short break. she'll be dwelling on that missed opportunity at the par 3 16th. Becky again plays her approach on the second to last hole. We go to 15, Jens Irene. Way too much carry. It's not how she wanted to strike that ball at all. Just about an identical shot. Yesterday, you'd have no doubt that some of these putts would fall, but they just haven't carried over to the final round for Hung Min. So Young on the long way back at 16, about 4 feet short. Trying to recover out of the sand. Big up, Jae Young. It's good damage limitation there. Kicks her leg up. That's a combination of disbelief and frustration. She knows that she's had plentiful opportunities here, but just one birdie on the back nine to show for it. Serena unable to save her par on 15. Be a tricky one for EA1. Gonna have to come through a bit of the rough as she meets the ball, and with the pin placement where it is, very difficult to get it down in time. Away. Well, our field is doing us a big favor in keeping it interesting down to the very end. We expected tricky conditions and tough pin placements, but I don't know that anyone would have been anticipating such few birdies in this final round.
멈춰주세요. 플레이하겠습니다.
Despite the roar of good shot, you love the optimism offered by the supporters, but that was not a good shot. Bounces into the rough. Oniumi can force the issue here. It's going to start downhill and come back up. Line will be key. She had her weight, but still nothing to push Imjini after her double bogey. Just has one hole to go. She needs a birdie and some luck. On the bright side, if this ends up in a playoff, she'll know that she can get it done.
어차피 서울서 하라니까 자주 보고 싶어. 거기서 예약이 약간 있어. 거의 없네.
Into the front third of the green, just on the border of the little valley.
뒤에 우산 다 접어주세요. 저기요.
priority one for Jaemin Young. Avoid the sand traps. And she's right back. Like some type of gravitational pull to the hazard. Just 3 holes remain. A par 3, a par 4, and a par 5. Will Imjini hang on? A birdie seems like it might be enough. But if she bogeys, and if Hung Min birdies, there are still so many variables with such a short amount of opportunities remaining for our field. From the 132 that began the week to about 5 players truly still challenging for the win at the 10th JejuSamdasoo Masters. Well, an unfortunate turn of events for Jaemin Young. She is not in the sand, but she is certainly right beside it. Had to do better from there. No sugarcoating it. Starting to see so much full fitness issues, but the week off between events, you can tell there are a lot of tired golfers right now just battling to get to the end. The end is where we find Kimi G and her group. Skips that a little bit long on 18 and will stop in the fringe. Back to the par 3. She's 3 strokes back, Jan-Serine. Tied for 7th and running out of holes to make up the ground she needs. Only one top 10 this season, and it was in December. She's on for another. I believe 3rd back in 2022. Still remains her best ever finish. So Hyun from one side of the green to the other. She has 2 top 10s this season. The 9th Kyocha 1991 Ladies Open and the Lotte Open. My goodness, she's at the point where 3 pars might be enough, but a birdie would be nearly all she needs to secure this, despite being 2 over. Drifting back on line, but staying above the hole. Still just 1 birdie today at number 8. And the good news is she left the bogeys behind on the front 9. Just 2 holes to play. Well, birdie free so young would all but cement a podium finish. And that putter has also gone cold. Kimi G crushed that. And now that she's on the downhill, it's going to scoot further away. Jae-Min Young trying to avoid dropping a stroke here late in the round. Good putt. Stays tied for 3rd. Kimi G, oh, just runs out. 1 more revolution, maybe 2, and it's there. unfortunate way to end her tournament. She is inside the top 10 still, but it's an even par round of 72 with a bogey at the last. From well above the hole, Peso Hyun trying to save her par. Just off to the outside. So she'll fall. Tied for 6th now as she follows that same path as Kimi G. 2 birdies, 2 bogeys. As we take a lap of the 17th. 334 meters, this par 4, uphill from the tee. 12 meters uphill, in fact. Nice, wide, welcoming fairway. The 2 bunkers off to the right side of this penultimate hole. The golf cart winds its way on the right side of the rough. The challenge, though, of this hole, well, it definitely comes with the green. See 2 distinct stages, one at the front, one at the back. That little valley in between. So a downslope as well if you are just on the front. We are currently on pace for the lowest score. I guess technically the highest score in tournament history. Lee Jung-in's 5 back in 2015 at a 6 under. Eugenie, who leads, is at 5 under. She is in the rough. It's a pretty big expansion. It's the biggest ever purse at 1 billion won. Adding 17 more players than we had in 2022. 24 more than we had in 21. .261-meter drive, that is a rocket. We've seen her go bold and try and reach into just about every round. She's going to do it again. If she can get this close, an eagle would drastically turn the tide, but she went for it all. And you can say the wind was likely a factor. She's in the rough. It felt like she had to go for it. She needs a birdie and some luck. Laid up with her second, 120 meters to the pin on the approach shot for Park Hyun-kyung. Slightly right. Can definitely putt. She wanted to be on, she needed to be on, quite frankly. Remarkably all tournament long. Just 9 birdies. Had 4 of them in the opening round. She is 1 under today, with birdies at 3 and 14, and a bogey at 12. Eugenie, she is off the green on 17, but will be playing her approach and putt when we return. About 25 minutes from now, barring a playoff, we will know our winner. Will it be Eugenie? Not the most direct route to a win, but she won't care what it took to get there so long as she is crowned the champion. The home stretch of the 10th JejuSamdasoo Masters. This could have been absolutely dire for Hung Yumin, but maybe a last lifeline. That was her third. Needed to be closer to feel confident with the putt. Still a chance for birdie. She's made much more difficult and impressive putts than that, but we'll see if she has any left in the tank. So net iron from the rough. Zamdasoo approaches green number 17. It's going to get hung up just before the green and not be able to roll on. Young from the fringe, and that just about sums up her tournament. Good, actually, probably more than good. She's on for a podium finish, but had countless opportunities to take this tournament by the scruff of the neck and make her impact on it. Just couldn't capitalize. Barring another collapse. Yumin's last chance to force the issue. Putt for birdie to go to 5 under. And a 70 in the final round. Can't capitalize. Was never able to course correct after her double. So now it is big time advantage for ENG, who can par out and win this tournament. She'll try and do it on 17 with 2 putts. One putt at a time. 6 more strokes and she's a winner. EA1 goes out with a 38 after going out with a 37. A nice birdie at the end to finish it even, but she will be outside of the top 10. Outside look at a birdie for Chae Min-kyung, but that went about as expected. That was likely her last chance as well. Back-to-back pars after her bogey. Well, you commend her on the fact that in her return from illness, she's maybe just off by one stroke. She is second, and barring some kind of a push from the last half dozen golfers, it will be the second best finish of her career. And quite honestly, let's not understate the feat of winning and finishing P2 in your next tournament as a rookie. Serene comes up just a little shallow. And with a 36, out with a 35, 71 in the final round, and tied for third at 3 under for Park Young. And now Hung Yumin has to watch and wait. Well, she can't bogey. She'd relinquish what's left of her cushion. She has her par, and one more at the last would secure it. Just as she had done yesterday. Just puts it on cruise control and coasts in on the back nine. It was a big blast trying to reach into, coming up just a little bit short of the green. That is 18, and it would be our playoff hole if it's needed. 506 meters downhill from the teeing ground. 2 big bunkers on the left of the fairway, and the water to its right. Because of its downhill and relatively short yardage at 506, the temptation to go for 2 is certainly there, but 4 bunkers in that final section of the hole. After you traverse the creek, a long one to the left, 2 pot bunkers level and right of the green, and a big welcoming one for those who try and reach and can't quite make it. She birdied this hole on Friday. to do that again. She turned pro back in 2011, has never won. There were definitely points in this tournament where it felt like she might. So Young has been in the winner's circle before, but not this season. Onto the green with her third, towards the back of it, however. And Serene is away. Best finish of her career was third at last year's then Sultry and Queens Masters. It's the 88th ranked golfer in the world. Three-time champ, a runner-up, only once in 2022, and a tied for third in 22 as well. The 5 best finishes of her career, and 1 hole away from making it 4, becoming a repeat winner in 2023. Knowing that she just needs to be smart and conservative. She doesn't get too excited. We'll just try to pick her way across. Layup, layup, get on the green, 2-putt, and she's a champion. She'll certainly be hoping it's her final tee shot of the tournament. Smooth and steady as you like. So yeah, and that would have been an eagle. Just one birdie today. To this point. Running it through the rough and the fringe. Wasn't able to take enough speed off. Glances off the pin. An uphill putt for birdie for Lee So-young. And tails right. Well, considering last week was a missed cut, this will be quite the bounce back. And it would also be yet another top 10. Be her 5th of the year. And 63rd of her career, which is pretty impressive, just to show you how consistently she's been one of the focal points of the tournaments she's competed in. Bae So-hyun for birdie. It's coming around. Just fractionally offline. And she'll have to settle for par. Tied for 6th as she goes 2 over in this final round. That 38 on the front cosser. Hybrid in hand for our leader. Goes all the way to the edge of the fairway and just avoids the rough. So far, so good. Chung So-hee. It's going to be a frustrating day, to put it mildly. So out with a 38 on the way in. Excuse me, 38 on the way in, but a near disastrous first 9:41 on the scorecard, and ends up +8 for the day and tied for 29th. So Young ends her tournament with a par. 3 under the score, tied for 3rd, with a 73 in the final round. And Young advances down towards the end of the fairway as well. For a little added context, the average score here today on 18, 5.08. 7 birdies and 1 eagle in the final round. It has been tough, just as so many of these holes have been. Not a ton of low scores. E.J. Young was certainly the exception with her 68. But otherwise, 70 is the next best effort. That was amassed by Lee Young. The committed gallery following the cart path, and big numbers surrounding the 18th green, where our final group will be announced after their approach shots are played. She's not able to go too far away. In a world where Imjini bogeys are off to a playoff. Pretty remarkable tournament when you think of it. Only 4 birdies on the back 9 since Thursday. Double bogey on 12 in the second round. 14 and 16 on Thursday saw bogeys. But since the 16th hole in the second round, she has parred every single hole on the back 9. Today was the first time all week she bogeyed anywhere on the front 9. And still just has the 1 circle on her scorecard today. But 70, 69, 70 might have just been enough of a cushion. Just trying to get on the green, knowing all she needs is par. It's 126 meters on this approach. Nice bounce. It's a little bit further out than where she would want to be, but should be able to 2-putt from there. The Rookie of the Year through the first half of the season. Looks like she'll be starting the second half of the year just about exactly where she left off. Five meters closer, Hyunse Reen 120. She is going to get that bounce and be just about pin high. Well left, however. Kind of wild to think that everyone in this group is on pace for a 74 today. Jimin Kyung goes a bit long, but she is closest to the pin, and now this threesome will be announced as they make their way over the creek and onto the 18th green.
네, 여러분 제10회 제주 삼다수 마스터스 파이널 라운드 마지막 홀, 마지막 두 선수들이 그린에 입장하고 있습니다. 안강만 선수 소래 임진희 프로입니다. 대방건설의 현세림 프로입니다. 그리고 디벤트 소속 최민경 프로입니다. 네, 마지막까지 최선을 다하고 있는 선수들에게 큰 박수 부탁드립니다.
I love the innovation. Why have the normal water bottle shower when you can get water guns? Can't think of one person in the world who wouldn't want to douse the winner with that. And the fact that Hung Yu-min has one in hand tells you she is fully expecting to finish as the runner-up today. She can win it with 2 strokes. She's not going to do it with 1. She will almost certainly do it with a second. The big story of the week had been, can the player, one of just a pair in the field that call Jeju home, get the job done? "12 players, in fact, were out looking to find a second win of the year. Coach Yu, the 21-year-old, also from Jeju Island. Jeannie will wait her turn to take the spotlight again on this tour. Coming back online, and nearly the birdie that we've been chasing for what seems like 45 minutes, doesn't it? A par to finish the round and the week. Yensei Rin with 2 bogeys on the back 9 finishes with a 74, tied for 6th at 2 under. Jaemin Gyung has twice been a runner-up, 2018 and 2019. She can become a runner-up for a 3rd time with this birdie. Here it comes. She burns the outside lip. So she'll finish on the podium for the 4th time. Finished tied for 3rd at the Maycol Mona Park Open with SBS Golf last season. Her best result this year was a 5th place finish at the Taewini MBN Ladies Open that Hung Yu-min won. Season best and one of her career best. Finishes at 3 under for the tournament. Out and in with 37s, 2 over in the final round. Now Imjini for a par and a 4th career win. She outlasts them all. Of the 132 that started, our champion, and a two-time champion in 2023 is ENG. And for the second straight day, a perfect 36 on the way in, and here come the water guns. And let me tell you, when it's 32 degrees outside, that feels even better. Why not? Anyone in range is a target. It was May 14th in Suwon when she won the 2023 NH Investment and Securities Ladies Championship, an 800 million won purse. And she takes the 1 billion won purse here this week.
사진 기자들 한 번만. 자, 이쪽. 이쪽 보자. 자, 나도 그래. 좀만 내려, 좀만 내리고. 자, 승희 여기도. 여기. 지금 아래. 여기 한번 여기. 자, 여기 한번. 오케이, 됐어.
Runs away from the cameras. We'll sign that scorecard. We will, of course, run through the round highlights, look at the final leaderboard, and then get back out to the 18th green for the award presentation. All of that to follow. Just 25 years of age, a fourth win. Her very first back in 2021, the BC Card Hanggyang Ladies Cup. In 2022, the McCall Mona Park Open with SBS Golf. Earlier this season, as mentioned, the NH Investment and Securities Ladies Championship. And now, the 10th JejuSamdasoo Masters on the island that she grew up on. And let the pictures and cheers carry us to the highlights.
안녕하세요. 네. 감사합니다. 제가 솔직히 몰랐어요. 전반 투오버를 치고 나서 선두를 뺏겼다고만 생각하고 지금 여기 퍼트할 때까지 몰랐거든요. 그래서 그냥 차곡차곡 쳤던 게 우승으로 오지 않나 생각이 드네요. 감사합니다. 네. 솔직히는 좀 더 과감하게 치고 싶었어요. 근데 뭐 샷도 좋았고 퍼트도 좋았는데 버디가 안 나왔던 게 되게 아쉬워했거든요. 근데 오히려 좋은 결과가 있었네요. 많이 남았으니까 한 번 더 하는 게 목표가 되겠죠. 이번 대회 사촌분들도 되게 많이 왔어요. 근데 할아버지가 같이 있었으면 너무 좋았을 것 같은. 어쨌든 너무 항상 응원해 주셔서 감사하고 도와주셔서 감사합니다. 감사합니다.
Well, no stranger to the winner's circle. Let's see how ENG got here. Hung Yumin had a difficult day at the office yesterday, but started out as front-footed as you can get. A birdie at the first would go to 4 under and probably felt like she's going to be able to ride some of that momentum and push for another win. ENG, however, had a rocky front nine. Absolutely not the case. As you could see, started the day out 7 under, but after the 4th hole, she saw the lead narrow. On 5, the gap was just 2, but she'd bogey again, pulling this putt and missing to the inside. And relinquishing 2 strokes in quick succession, down at that point to 5 under par. On the 7th, Hung Yumin a couple of groups further forward would birdie and move into a share of the lead. 5 under par would be her score. Following that up on number 8, inching ever closer. And the putter that we saw so much of in the first 2 days of this tournament, helping lift her to sole possession of the lead onto number 9. 6 under at this point. A long, and I mean long, downhill putt. And you're thinking, who can stop her? Can anyone stop her? 32 on the way out. 3 straight birdies. But on the back 9, and as we will see shortly, the answer would be the only person that could stop her would be herself. And Ginny would finally get one back at number 8 on the par 5. Fast forwarding though to the 9th. Staring over that putt, wondering how, what went wrong. Same question Hung Yumin would ask herself here on 15. Catches it on the toe of that driver and would send it straight into the trees. She'd hit a provisional. Search for that ball didn't last very long, and in the end, it would be a double bogey. She had bogeyed the 12th, so she would fall to 4 under par, and that is where she would stay. On 18, a conservative way of just methodically working around the hole would end up with a 3-foot putt to win the 10th JejuSamdasoo Masters. It was going to be a second winner of the season. We just didn't know if it was going to be Jeannie or Hung Yumi. Lee So-young will have to wait one more tournament before she can claim her first of the year as we head down to the blue carpet ceremony on the 18th tee.
5%인 5천만 원과 또 10번 홀에서는 특별히 사랑나는 버디 기금 홀로 지정하여 선수들이 버디를 기록할 때마다 기부금을 적립했는데요. 4일 동안 선수들이 최선을 다해 기록한 56개의 버디를 통해 제주개발공사와 함께 조성한 7천만 원의 적립금은 대회 종료 이후 최근 폭우로 피해를 입은 수해지역 취약계층에 전달하여 뜻깊게 사용하도록 하겠습니다. 기부금은 백경훈 사장님께서 제주 사회복지공동모금회 강지현 회장님께 전달해드리도록 하겠습니다. 네, 감사합니다. 네, 고맙습니다. 감상을 해주실 텐데요. 이제 우승자 이진님도 제주 출신이죠. 함께 감상해 보도록 하겠습니다. 자, 우선은 해녀의 등장도 함께 지켜봐 주시면 좋을 것 같아요. 기념문화재로 등재된 제주 해녀의 물질을 표현하는 공연을 함께 봤습니다. 자, 이제 물어벅 우승자 세리머니를 함께 할 텐데요. 우선은 물어벅을 좀 채워주시고요. 제주 여성들이 귀한 물을 필요할 때 사용했던 것으로 제주 여성의 강한 생활력을 상징하기도 하죠. 자, 우승자는 울판 위에 앉아주시기 바랍니다. 자, 그리고 내빈 여러분들께서는 그 물허벅을 머리 위쪽으로 들 텐데요. 어깨가 아니라 머리 위로 부어주셔야 그 의미가 담깁니다. 제가 하나, 둘, 셋 하면 그때 부어주시면 좋을 것 같습니다. 잠시만요. 어깨 무거울 텐데 제가 하나, 둘, 셋 할 때 머리 위로 부어주시면 되겠습니다. 하나, 둘, 셋! 여러분 박수 부탁드립니다.
Well, when the tournament is sponsored by a mineral water company, water is certainly going to play a big part of the awards ceremony. What a lovely ceremony that it was. And if you were wondering, why not tell you that the JejuSamdasoo water is the only volcanic bedrock water in the Republic of Korea. A unique way to end a wonderful event as ENG wins for the fourth time in her career and the second time this season, as the Blackstone Jeju played a wonderful host to this event and more prizes than she had hands for, despite a lot of help. She certainly racked up lots of birdies, not so much today, but earlier in the week, and really today survived the course as much as anything else. A deserved winner, and will be taking home amongst the light blue blazer that will probably need to go to the dry cleaners now, a check for 180 million won, as well as an honorary 1-year membership to this incredible facility. And we'll see if she's able to do it again next week, because we're not traveling very far for the following tournament in this 2023 LPGA Tour of Korea season. In fact, we're only going about 30 minutes south to the other side of the island for the Tucson Construction Weave Championship from the Teddy Valley Golf and Resort. And the purse will increase to 1.2 billion won. Another 4-day event that begins on Thursday, 2 p.m. local time in Sogwipo-shi. We hope you will join us, just as we hope you enjoyed our broadcasts this week. Our thanks for your viewership and support of this tour, and my thanks to the SBS Golf crew for putting this event on and bringing it to you wherever in the world you may be joining us from. It is the week of the native of Jeju Island. She takes home the top spot and the prizes that are afforded for it. A lovely week that draws to an end, and we look forward to welcoming you back on Thursday for more. The Tucson Construction Weave Championship is next, as we are firmly in the second half of the 2023 season. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, everybody, and we will see you soon on the LPGA Tour of Korea. So long for now.